So I was walking around. I was like, oh, cool. The floorboards creak. Classic horror like noise. Love it. And then I can hear like chains and moaning and ghost noise. So this is building all the atmosphere. Like, okay, this is good. This is good. And then I'm like, okay, let's go up those stairs. And every step is. I was like, what? You cannot give me a squeaky shoe noise going up and down the stair. Every step, every single is.
So
I was like, what?
hello and welcome back to a brand new episode of everyone's favorite podcast, the Critical Arcade Podcast. I'm your co-host, Nick.
And I'm Dave.
Hello, Dave.
Hello, Nick. Are you well?
I'm well, thank you. Happy 2026. Yeah!
Well, yeah, by all accounts, this year has to go better, right? Like, it can't get any worse, right? Tell me it's going to get better.
Oh, no.
Right?
It cannot. If anyone's listening to this not in the year 2026, don't tell us how it went.
Yeah, I love the idea though, just people tuning in from the future. Like, oh, we must catch the new episode or the old episode of Critical Arcade. But I said,
you know what? It's entirely possible someone's listening to this in 2027.
Oh, yes, that's very true.
And and then just looking down and thinking, oh, they don't know.
That's right, but when you say that, ladies and gents, we're actually in Southern Africa, and at this very moment in time, like a ton of the area is just covered in fire.
Oh,
This year fundamentally started just ablaze for a lot of South Africa and the people here. Like,
Dave's not being metaphorical.
No.
There are forest and bushfires all over the place here.
There's just clouds of smoke sitting around the mountains and the cities. It's an interesting start to 2026.
It is.
But
that's not even talking about the political climate of the
globe. Yeah, well, it's not even touched that at the moment.
We will not be getting into that.
And that's why we have games, so we can ignore all the political climate, the wars, and everything else going on.
Escapism!
Right? Yes.
Hell yeah, escapism. Thank you. This is my wife, Escapism. Nice to meet you.
Well, like I said, your wife, Escapism. Everybody knows her. that's a marriage. That's a marriage you might want to kind of like check up on, maybe.
I might want to escape from.
Yeah, no. Yeah, like I said, thank God for video games and our ability to climb into different worlds, because our world is kind of turbulent.
It could be any type of world. It could be in the middle of World War II. It could be a world where you're a dolphin looking for treasure. It could be a world where you're a cloud. And it could be a world where you're in the middle of a haunted mansion with a camera for some reason.
Yes, that's all you need for stories. Just some reason, video games, camera, there you go. Story.
Does it make sense? No, that's fine.
That's right. I'm sure, ladies and gents, you're all thinking, what the hell are we talking about? And this week we're playing the PlayStation 2 2000 and... Oh, I didn't write it down. 2001. Jeez, 25 years ago, which is crazy.
Oh, don't say that.
I don't feel that old. We played the original Fatal Frame, which...
Yeah.
It's kind of got a cult following, right? People do know it. I know the second one's being remade, right?
It's extremely niche.
Yes, it really
and
is.
It's got its fans, and these fans are loud and wealthy enough for Fatal Frame or Project Zero to become an entire series full of remakes and sequels.
Which is kind of cool. It's always kind of fun to find these little games that you may not have heard of, but actually has like a fairly big following and then kind of social media presence and stuff like. And
yes.
Like, whoa! How did this? Like, what is this? Why did I not know about this?
Where was I when this happened?
Well, yeah, I was of course playing Final Fantasy X or I don't know.
I
Metal Gear Solid, maybe.
Running around and farting because I was a little boy.
I thought you were going to say that, and I was 4. Like, that's all I was doing. I was being full.
I was being a little shit and
That's
full.
right. That's right. Well, this game was developed by Tecmo, which most people probably know for the Dead or Alive games and the Ninja Gaiden. I never know exactly which way I'm supposed to say that.
And the Dynasty. Do they do Dynasty Warriors?
Do they do Dynasty Warriors? You could be right.
I'm pretty sure Koei Tecmo. Sorry, this was
almost...
before they were Koei Tecmo, right?
Yes, you're right. This granted, a game that people don't give enough love. You've never heard of Monster Rancher, have you? It's kind of like a
Monster Rancher.
No, yeah, exactly. That's what most people say when I say that game. It was kind of like a Pokemon-esque game about like having a farm of monsters. It was. I liked it as a kid. I played it a lot, and Tecmo also made those games. Very big in Japan. Those games, by all accounts.
Of course, that sounds fun. Anything that's remotely like Pokemon does have some level of.
Oh, exactly right.
Could be successful.
But it's one of those weird things. Like, I was looking through the numbers of the sales of this game, and it's...
Yeah.
In today's market, if I told you, I'll tell you that this game was a commercial success. It did make money. It did fund future games in the franchise, like you said. There are. It's in Japan. It sold 42,000 units, and in the US, 12,000. Which doesn't sound like much.
That's not a success,
right? Now that would be like, oh no, you've dropped off, or you know.
That's a commercial flop.
Yeah, isn't it crazy that back in the day you only had to sell like I don't know, just under 60,000 units, and it was like, rolling in money. We made.
We did it. That's the number of people in a small town.
It is a crazy thing to think that PlayStation 2 games could make money off of just that many sales. And again, this did make money. This was actually really kind of popular in Japan because Japan actually made a movie out of this game.
What?
Yeah, Japan. It was fairly successful in Japan.
Is it live action?
Yes, it is real people. A real girl going into a haunted.
Haunted mansion with a real mysterious camera fighting. Real ghosts?
Well, you joke. It was so popular in Japan, they actually wrote a script for it in the USA and had Steven Spielberg work on the script.
No, you're pulling my leg. No, this is now beyond belief. No.
And then it just died. It never really got any traction after that, which is crazy.
Of course it did.
This game, again, this is after another thing that the success of this game could be attributed to is that it came out the same time as the movie The Ring, the weird movie about the girl that climbs out, the Japanese girl climbs out a TV because you watched the video, I think, right? I can't remember.
Yes.
So there's
a cursed videotape, and if you watch it, you will die in 7 days.
So this game had a lot of kind of like Japanese horror things were kind of getting big, westernized and stuff like that. So it did have kind of a hype train built around the whole.
This was extremely early days of the internet. Not that I think
that's true.
had
that's true, actually.
Any type of impact, but I think Westerners were only then realizing how messed up the Eastern audience.
Oh yes, no
be.
doubt. The dark and twisty thoughts they have out there by all accounts. Yeah,
even today, still, when Western audiences make horror, it's scary, fine, sure. But when Eastern audiences make horror, oof.
They are kind of on another level in regards to just the thought-provoking aspect.
They really are.
Like,
you just need to read anything from Junji Ito, and
that's right. Classic. Another strange thing I read, which is again I don't know. When this was released in the West, especially Europe, they said it was based on a true story, which is not in the slightest true.
No.
Because
marketing. Yes, let's go marketing team. That's how you get word of mouth.
Isn't it crazy what people get away with though? Because it's just a case of are there horror stories about temples and like abandoned buildings in Japan? Yes. But that's as loose as the true story bit went.
I'll absolutely believe you. Oh, someone got scared in an abandoned mansion. That's it. That's the true story.
And if there's like a news article or a newspaper clipping somewhere that this happened, true story. It happened. It was published. That means it's all true. And buy this game because it's based on a true story.
You can't sue us.
Yeah, it's crazy what they got because this game isn't. It's not based on a true story. It is. They do have many a famous horror, a ghost or a apparition in regards to the shrines and cultural
rituals
and stuff like
I'd
that.
go
Right?
so far as to unironically say this is based on true culture, because this does
it's true.
feel very much like Eastern horror culture, right?
Yes, agreed. Yes,
Little girl
yes.
with long black hair in a white dress.
But we
Stuff
know
like that.
little Japanese girls solve all the problems in the world. They solve kaiju problems. They solve end of the world ending problems. We all know
Of
you have to
course they
send
do.
a Japanese
Duh.
girl. Like, just look at what was it? Silent Hill F. Japanese girl. Just
yes.
the whole
okay.
the whole thing was fixed by a we all know Japanese girls are the greatest line of defense throughout the world.
Correct. Which is why in this case you have got a Japanese girl as the protagonist.
That's right. It's jumping to the narrative of this game. Fatal Frame is kind of a strange name for it. Because again,
why? I think it's perfect.
Okay, for the newer people out there, why is it called Fatal Frame?
Easy. I can tell you.
Go
First
on.
word, fatal, because this is a near death experience. This is a death trap. Frame, because the protagonist's got a camera and it's the main mechanic.
There it is.
And alliteration, Fatal Frame.
I was about to say alliteration. Yes, back in the PlayStation games, alliteration was key in regards to certain things.
Oh, absolutely.
But when was the last time? Maybe I'm just not around enough young people. But if you've ever heard the phrase, I need to frame the picture, like in regards to using a camera, do people even say framing the picture? Or
no.
You're not in the
I don't know.
frame, right?
No, it's because people just take snaps with their phone now,
Right?
and then share it online. Framing has not been used for quite
That's
a
what
while.
I mean. But anyway, I'm just doing my old person rant. This game follows. Okay, I'm going to say I always say these names wrong because it's Miku Hinasaki, right?
I think
Is
so.
that wrong? Is that instantly wrong?
I don't know. I'm not.
Nick's there like, what? I don't know that. You're a young woman searching for her missing brother, Mafuyu. Mafuyu, who vanished whilst investigating a mysterious and abandoned location known as Himaro Mansion. It's kind of like the classic haunted mansion. Your brother's gone missing. You got to search for him, right?
It is, yes. Classic story, but in an Eastern wrapper.
Go on, yeah, that's actually true.
I think it's really great, the setup for this narrative. Firstly, you're there exploring the abandoned mansion, just dripping with scary atmosphere, and the entire prologue is in black and white. It's grayscale. You're just walking around as Mafuyu in this shrine, looking for your what was it?
Your teacher,
your
or
mentor?
instructor, or mentor, right? Yeah, it was something like that.
Yeah, you're looking for your mentor, and then something happens. Mafuyu is blacking out.
That's right.
Then you're Miku, and now all of a sudden the game's in color.
Let me point out,
Color
Miko
in air quotes. There's a lot of color in this
Miko
game.
calls no one else in, no one to help her, because she knows she, as a young Japanese girl, is the only one who can find her brother and stop the evilness that is in this mansion.
Correct.
And
no police. No any type of emergency services.
The story does go down kind of like the strangling ritual. There is kind of a lot of lore based in this in regards to what we hear now is kind of like a cliche. There's a rift between the human world and the realm of the dead, which is fundamentally the same story as like Buffy and K-pop demon hunters, and there's always a rift or a boundary that breaks in some way or form, and you must now help rebuild it or destroy the thing that's still keeping it open.
No, you're right. But I think it's because those stories they've stood the test of time. They work.
Yes, no, I agree.
They work.
Again,
I'd like to think that all of these different types of media have got different story beats.
Yes,
the beats are the same. A gateway to hell. A haunted mansion.
Yes, of course.
But every now and then a story beat gets switched out. A story beat or two. And in this case, I think the story beat that gets switched out is the main tool of the protagonist, which, yes, it cuts into the gameplay as well.
Yeah, no doubt.
But the camera is kind of a central theme for the narrative as well.
No, exactly. Yeah, you're right. The Camera Obscura, capable of damaging ghosts and capturing them, like Pokemon.
How?
Like was I like following along in this regard? Like I was building my Ghoster decks, like
I don't
going along. I do.
You know what? Yeah, I think some creative kind of struck gold with a camera that can fight the ghosts, because you now need to snap them in order to defeat them. But then when someone asked, but how does that work? Everyone kind of just glazed over that part.
Yeah, magic camera. That's what
magic camera, that's it. Shut up, sit down. Magic camera.
But it's funny, the camera actually wasn't in the original script of this game. It was actually just going to be you looking around a haunted mansion, temple, and stuff like that. Yeah, they actually added the camera mechanic right at the end. That's why it kind of appears as, here, use this camera. It has very little lore or anything behind it, but it's magic and it will help you defeat the ghosts.
You can't drop that type of...
Because,
that doesn't make any sense. This game's called Fatal Frame. It's famous because of that camera.
That's very, but it's like what you said in regards to the aspect of seeing it through the lens and the capturing and the stress that taking photos causes. The original story writer thought actually that's a really cool way of actually kind of telling the story. So then they added it in later on in regards to the production stuff.
Then what did they have? Did they really just have the most generic ass Eastern horror game ever?
It was just called The Temple. Or Shinto Shrine. I don't know. I actually didn't see what it was originally
called. Was it just called Fatal beforehand?
Yeah, well, no alliteration. We got. You do not drop the alliteration in PlayStation 2 games. You have to have it.
We need the alliteration.
Yes, it's the
they need to go up against Final Fantasy. Damn it!
Exactly. See, they knew Final Fantasy. That's why people bought those games. So it's a fun mechanic. You follow the young girl Miku. She slowly walks around the mansion, taking photos of ghosts and trying to find out what happened to her younger brother. I think older brother. Sorry, I just realized.
Oh yeah.
And what happened to the ghost of Kiri Haimuro, the last ritual maiden. And is the reason everyone's suffering, and people have gone missing in this shrine and stuff as well. There was kind of a dark.
Well, of course, we know of two: the mentor and Mafuyu. They've gone missing. Miku could potentially be the next missing culprit in this mansion.
Yes, that's very true. Very true. One thing that got me a bit is that this whole thing is about the strangulation ritual. Was kind of like a lore-based thing in regards to the temple used to sacrifice people by strangling them and tearing them apart to some degree. And they used the term strangle. They said they strangled a young body, her arms, legs, and neck. And I was thinking, can you strangle? Is the term I was thinking, can you strangle a foot? Off? Can you strangle something off?
Can try.
You could try. Don't get me wrong. I'm sure plenty of people have given it a good old. Because I was like, can you strangle? I was sat here dumbfounded. I didn't look it up. I just thought, can you strangle something off?
So they strangled this little girl, and they strangled her arms, and they strangled her feet. You know what this sounds like? This just sounds like a localization issue.
Yes, because I am now thinking in my head. Is an unsuccessful strangle if the thing is still on? Is a fully completed strangle actually taking the item off, which I doubt is true. Has no one successfully strangled someone, or that's what maybe full completed strangle is actually popping a limb off in some regard, and no one's ever done.
Maybe that's what this game thinks, or the localization team at least.
I think
strangling.
Right,
okay. So strangling is just dismemberment.
Yes, I think maybe you're absolutely right. It's just a translation issue, and I'm going too deep into into my own meandering thoughts in regards to
goodness. Words. This game definitely kind of puts an emphasis on things like that and the horrific things that happened in this mansion, and not in any of the characters, if you can even call them that.
That's right. Are you when you say the characters, you mean the main ones, or are we talking like the ghosts themselves?
I'm talking. Ooh.
Right.
All of them, really. Mafuyu, I wouldn't call a character. Mafuyu is a goal.
Yes, that's right. It's your fence.
What is
post,
Mafuyu
right? Yeah,
ambitious? Is Mafuyu forgetful? We don't know. Probably none of those things.
He certainly has no character in regards to this game. He's just that weird zombie.
And the same with what was her name? Miku.
Miku, yes.
Miku's one thing, either brave or extremely dense.
she does. It's hard playing these games because we have to play these games with PlayStation 2 goggles on, right? Because we're so used to Death Strandings and Final Fantasy, to all this lore and character building and stuff like that.
Yeah. Thankfully, at this point, we've got our PlayStation 2 goggles good and ready.
Yes. Because you're right. Most of the scenes with Miku in this is scary.
There's an actual ghost that would make me legitimately shit my pants and run out.
That's right.
Shouting, and Miku just goes, "Oh!"
Even the cutscenes are just her going, "Duh!" and then continuing forwards, just like, "Oh, that was just a ghost."
Yes, there's a real ghost in the room with Miku, and she's just lazily raising the camera.
See, there is somewhere in Japan where they train young Japanese girls to handle every level of just extreme situation. They just aren't faced. That's right.
This is why they save the world, because they're the most level-headed
That's right. They're the only ones we can trust with the job.
I see. Well, I think the characters are just so extremely thinly written. Miku's just a vehicle for you to experience.
That's very true. That is very true.
A Himuro mansion. The storytelling, I think there's a lot put into the lore, and the storytelling is all right. No characters, but this game feels much more like someone had a good idea. They had an excellent idea, but trying to execute on that idea was, I don't want to say fell flat.
It felt like you can't argue this game's kind of Silent Hill-esque, right, in regards to its whole way it plays and stuff like that.
Yes, a bit more on the nose than Silent Hill.
Yes, but it felt like someone was trying to do their version of Silent Hill, but with their new story. And again, it did quite well. Like, even reviewers give this game, like back in the day, like a 7 out of 10. People
exactly. Please
game.
Don't misunderstand. I'm not trying to say that this is a bad narrative. We'll get to in all the other segments, but Fatal Frame is... I can completely understand why this is successful. It absolutely delivers on what it is trying to do, which is providing a scary, a horrifying, new type of experience in a video game format. Okay. I think it succeeds in that.
So let's jump to like the visuals then. What in the visuals... You're the horror game person, right? So what in the visuals here do you think this did really well?
I think this game did a really good job in making me scared.
Okay.
Yeah.
Continue. Like
I think this game does something interesting with the visuals that very few other games do. The one other game that I can think of that does this mechanic. You know what? Let's get into the mechanic first. There are two vantage points for this game. Two ways to perceive the world in this game. The one is fixed camera angles.
Yes.
Which in 2001 was not... It was still kind of around.
It was, yes. It wasn't super
fixed camera angles were in 2001 still kind of around.
Yeah.
And then you would explore the mansion, and then all of a sudden when you press circle...
Mm-hmm.
A split second later, you are now in first person.
But it's Pokemon Snap, right? It's the Pokemon Snap. It's a frame. It's a frame. It's a fatal frame. Actually, it just dawned on me. It's a fatal frame. But yes, you're in first person. You've got your magic camera eyes on things, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did you find that? I found that more like a rail shooter type gimmick to it than adding a degree of tension.
What?
Did you find
shooting,
it tense? Well,
looking through the camera.
looking through the camera, you got a ghost coming towards you. Your little
Yeah.
special spirity buttons at the bottom are like filling up, and you got to take a nice pic. Oh, no, granted, there is maybe I'm just being mean. There is some skill in it. I do like the.
Yes, yeah, there is some.
But I think I'm delving into gameplay too much. So, like I said,
yes.
Continue. Sorry. So, did it make it scarier? Did it make it scarier for you?
What do you mean? Going from the fixed camera points to first person using the camera?
Yes.
Yes, it did make it scarier. Indeed. You're lying if you're saying otherwise. It did. All of a sudden, going into the vantage point of the protagonist, feeling like you are inside the mansion, looking around. Yes, it made it scarier.
Yes, okay. Again, I found it frustrating,
there's
but that
a
was the
certain
gameplay
level
side
of...
things.
I found it interesting how this game could, by simply just switching vantage points like that, immerse you even further. A simple button can immerse you from going from fixed camera points all of a sudden into first person mode. Yes, that immersed me to a very high degree. And in a game like this, in Himuru Mansion, that scared me.
Yeah, again, I think I might be just falling for the trap that we're so used to games like right now in regards to fear and all the things they can do to you. Because like you said, I did really like the black and white style at the beginning, and then going into the coloured full art and type of thing, so you could perceive the future and the past, and like an extra level of horror in regards that you can't perfectly see what's going on in the black and white aspects, so it kind of adds another layer of things. But one thing visually that cracked me up, that kind of took away from the really funny things, was when
I know what you're gonna say.
I'm not sure. Okay, I'll be surprised. It was the names of the ghosts every time you photograph one.
Okay. No.
One when you're following your brother and you take the photo. It's called Bro's Shadow. So that's just Bro's Shadow. Oh, and there's one guy in ceiling. Yep. Guy on ledge.
There was a
woman.
I got
in mirror.
guy in closet.
Wow, that's a deep one.
It is. That one is.
But it was so great. Just guy walking on path, woman sitting. I was like, whoa, these are so descriptive. I'm getting so scared. Those just cracked me up, and I couldn't get past how cheesy the descriptions for each game.
It's absolutely not what I was thinking of.
Go on. What was funny? Your side then.
So this still fits in with visuals, but it's I found it funny how this game can look so intensely horrifying.
Yeah.
And then when you take a look at the protagonist, at Miku,
yes,
this is probably the cleanest, most innocent schoolgirl.
Yeah, she is. That's true.
Just still in her school clothes, not a single scrape.
Yep. Just perfect skin.
Or bit of
nice
dirt
hair.
on
That's
her.
Right, that's true.
Exactly, her hair has just been combed.
Yeah, she. Yeah, that's true.
It looks so extremely odd having her go through this mansion.
Yes, without
experiencing all these
slightest,
horrifying things.
It's almost like a
funny.
place marker person instead of actually a real gritty human being. It's just strangely enough, the style does remind me of Dead or Alive. The character model type of features on the face. Not the obviously.
Now that you mention it,
she is kind of very Dead or Alive. Yes,
Tecmo.
So they definitely have a style in how they render their characters.
Yeah.
Also, I didn't like, when you take a photo and you defeat a ghost, and then there's 3 or 4 seconds of the ghost in front of you, and then it does that swirl transition.
Yeah.
And then slowly turns into...
The ghostful needs to shout, "Oh!"
Yes.
And then it falls down, swirls, and then you get a big orb, and it floats to your camera. It's this big event.
It is.
Defeating a single ghost.
It's like that part, like in Pokemon when you throw the ball and you watch it wiggle back and forwards until to see if it's like that moment each and every time that you take a photo of a ghost. You just wait there for a few seconds to.
Yeah, but throwing a Pokeball, there's multiple outcomes for that.
Yes, that's true.
You defeating a ghost.
Yes, guaranteed.
I've won. Please, can I walk? Can I go now?
Yes, it is. It does weirdly lag. when you're trying to like, I need to go in the next room to solve the next puzzle. Granted, I don't know if we've all got that same brain because of shorts and TikTok and so like I need things to hurry up.
Maybe. We used to be so much more patient. Our attention span used to be so much longer. You're right. Because, I mean, we do need to get some type of satisfaction, right?
Yes,
some
that's right,
visual... Some
I think we're all susceptible to it.
Satisfying feedback.
Yeah, anything else visually you thought was stand out or bad?
I think the environmental design can get quite repetitive.
Yes, that's very true.
Right,
true.
You need to do some type of backtracking, and the entire mansion is scary. It is terrifying, especially when you're exploring new parts of the mansion. But it all looks the same.
Yeah, it does get very samey. And like you said, the backtracking of going just back into the rule. And again, I'm being one of those people. I'm obviously impatient. The door animations each time you have to go into a different wall. I know that's very Silent Hill and Resident Evil. Yeah. There's that weird little door animation once it loads the next room. But it's so, like you said, it's kind of like fatigue seeing it again and again and again each time you go somewhere. But then I am being very fussy.
This was 25 years ago.
Exactly.
I can kind of understand it just being part of the time. This being the first entry in a franchise. I know loads of first entries just kind of walk so the sequels can run.
Yeah, it's very true. That is very true. That's very true. And that was
I think the mansion gets repetitive later on. I'm a big fan of the filter they made. I know it's very muddy, very brown, loads and loads and loads and loads of film grain, but I think it fits.
Yeah, no, I agreed. It's got that kind of storytelling aspect to the whole scale to everything, right? Like you kind of feel like this is going to be found by somebody else later on, and kind of right.
Yes,
right? It's got that kind of vibe.
This does feel like one of those first type of. Found footage.
Yes, found footage type
stories.
I had that same
exactly. It doesn't look like it while you're playing it, except for when you're taking pictures. But there's. I think you hit the nail on the head there. There's a huge found footage aspect to this game.
Yes. Anything else, or do you want to be swag and flex all your gender in regards to audio?
I don't. I'm gonna use. The atmosphere is a little segue between visual and audio.
Nice.
The atmosphere of this game is almost next to none.
It's always great because I never know with audio you're going to say it's almost mind-blowing or you say it's almost non-existent. Like it's
almost a piece of dookie.
Yeah, it's okay, I was actually expecting a bit of glaze from your side in regards. What did you not like about it?
What do you mean not like about it? I want to talk about the atmosphere first.
Okay, sorry, go on.
There are definitely some parts of the audio that I didn't like. But what I did like from this package was the atmosphere.
Okay.
I think it's one difficult thing that is very hard to either equate to visuals or audio, and this is something that happens when both of these work together in a very good way. You make a good atmosphere, and in this case, I think the atmosphere is just so dreadful. It's incredibly dreadful in a good way. And the one word that kept coming back to me by trying to describe this atmosphere is suffocating.
Yes, okay, that's not bad. Exactly right. I can see that.
After playing this game, you can understand that the atmosphere in this game is suffocating.
Yeah, which adds to the tension, right? In regards to
it really does. It adds to the tension, and a suffocating atmosphere. Dread experiencing this game. Granted, this is 25 years old. It might not hit as hard as it did back then,
it doesn't,
but
sadly,
I think this is probably some of the best done atmosphes on the PlayStation 2.
I do agree. There was an aspect of like hollowness to the sound, right? In regards to not everything bouncing off all the walls and hearing everything. There was kind of like a nitty gritty when you go down hallways and like
yes.
like a one-dimensional plank noise, which kind of, like you said, adds to loneliness and tension and
Yes.
just fear-inducing. Which again, for a 25-year-old game, it does that very well.
Yes, for it's still able to be fear-inducing. You're right. The sound design does do a lot of the heavy lifting. There's just the thick ambience.
There is, but there was
Ambience that you hear that could change from room to room, from hallway to hallway, but it's there. It's relentless.
I could, okay, on another side, right, I started this game and I was like you, I look at the visuals, like you start the first bit off, you're saying, okay, visuals look nice, okay, sounds are looking good, gameplay, okay, I'm third person, like, a rigid camera thing, okay, cool. So I was walking around and I was like, oh, cool, the floorboards creak, classic horror, like, noise, love it. And then I can hear like chains and moaning and ghost noise, so this is building all the atmosphere. Okay, this is good. This is good. And then I'm like, okay, let's go up those stairs. And every step is... I was like, what? You cannot give me a squeaky shoe noise going up and down the stair. Every step, every single... I was like, what? This is... I couldn't have been like taken out of the horror theme anymore because it was it was like clown
so that
steps
destroyed the
every
immersion.
single time.
Damn.
That
Is
but everything
funny.
else
That
is
fun.
everything else
that is
is
something
quite good.
that the Foley designer needs to work on.
Yes. It was. I don't mind it every once in a while, but it was every single step you took, and it was just very strange. But it does do
Now
the
I
other
want to
things
listen
quite
to
well.
it. Now I'm going to boot up Fatal Frame just to go down those stairs.
It's going to be one of
I need
those
to hear
like
this.
glass breaking scenarios where you won't be able to unhear it once you do it. It will ruin everything for you.
That definitely sounds like it. Okay, besides the footsteps down the stairs, the sound design for everything else, just like you mentioned, I think is stellar. If you're just walking down a hallway and you can hear whispers, distant moans, static for some reason, chains rattling around the corner, footsteps from above you, all of that just kind of blends together to make one scary-ass game.
Yeah, and there was an aspect too when your ghosts die, they kind of shout out either lore or some sort of aspect to a puzzle you're going to solve or somewhere you're going to do next. I thought that was kind of a cool thing.
The ritual failed because the ropes
were
tied well.
So it kind of requires you to some degree to actually listen to their meandering thoughts or their wails at the end. But I did, again, the character voiceover was special in every regard. Because one of the first sentences she said, I found this camera. This camera can capture ghosts.
Yes.
I was like, whoa, I know everything now. Thank you for clearing that up for me.
Give me the delicious garbage.
It really
I will
was.
eat up every bit of good bad I can.
And I looked at the voice actors. They kind of do have a relative career, but like a couple of them does a voice in Street Fighter or Virtual Fighter. I can't remember which one it was, but it was such a stoic. Like you're like somebody handed you a piece of paper in a meeting and you said, "Yes, this camera is mine. I must find my brother now." I don't understand how as voice actors back in the day, and you've read the lore, that you don't go, you don't try to be a little girl. You don't add some vernacular that little girls would use in regards. It's such a weird thing not to do. I'm
completely, I'm there for this, really.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
It's good, bad, if you take a look at the genre around the same time,
yes, that's true.
This was just after Resident Evil 3.
Yeah.
And all three of those Resident Evil games, which were big hits,
of course,
had voice acting exactly like this.
Really? I've seen the games. I've obviously not picked it. I know how cheesy the lines and stuff are in Resident Evil games and stuff like that. Yeah. Again, I sadly, like most people, kind of compare it to the paragons of the genre because I got like Solid Snake, Metal Gear Solid, Snake! You know, the drama they put into everything. Colonel. And then you get a stoic, like, I must go over there now and complete the ritual so that I can go to the next room. I know. I'm being mean.
I know.
We're spoiled. I know I'm being spoiled.
We are
with
spoiled.
what we have now.
We are spoiled. I'm not gonna try to pretend that I'm not. I am completely spoiled. I'm trying to look at this with my PS2 goggles.
Agreed. I should switch.
I feel
my
like
PS2
I'm succeeding,
goggles on
but
this.
if I'm listening to the voice acting that I'm getting from this,
Yes.
all the other Resident Evil games, even the Metal Gear Solid games on the PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, the voice acting now feels endearing.
Yes, there is something.
It's come full circle. It's come full circle where I listen to these lines and I think, yes, take me back.
It's like
this is what I want.
The great fallacy is the song Barbie Girl by Aqua, right? Barbie Girl from Aqua
Classic.
gets popular. It gets played too much. It's hated. But now people think about, remember the era of Barbie and Aqua, and you go, oh yeah, banger.
Oh yeah, let's listen to
you go,
Barbie
that
Girl.
was a great weird period of time, and it's got the same type of aspect to this game.
Yeah.
You're saying, right? Like, you look back at
it's
it, and
such
kind
a
of
weird phenomenon.
It is.
It's happening to the Star Wars episodes 1 to 3.
Yes, that's true. It is, isn't it? Because, again, that's because cinema we have right now is kind of trash to some degree, so people are leaning
Well,
towards...
yeah.
But you're right. There is kind of like a resurgence in older stuff just because it's kind of got, I don't know, that fun feel
I'm
to
all
it.
for
or
it, really.
The warm and fuzzy feelings. Okay, anything else audio? Or should we go to the...
No, I've still got quite a few.
Oh, go.
I
Sorry,
think the
continue.
music in this game... Did you hear the intro song for when you open up the menu? Fatal
No.
Frame or Project Zero based on a true story. And the song that plays isn't scary or horrifying. It sounds like something that you'd hear from Final Fantasy.
Really? How did I miss that?
Yes. There are timpanis, the strings playing in the background. It's not scary at all. It's this big triumphant song.
It's kind of like a Japanese like opening thing to like an anime type. Like it's just... But
Oh yeah, I wouldn't. Maybe
Go
not
that
an
far.
anime, but definitely not something like Fatal Frame.
But you did say something that I do miss in games is when they told you the title. You know, like telling you the title, Time Crisis, and stuff like that. That was nostalgically,
Resident
it's great.
Evil.
Yeah, right? That stuff is...
It's good.
I miss that. I want
It's
games
good.
to be told me what they are before I play them.
Yes,
So
I would like that. Yes, please
But
make
there's
games like they used to.
There's almost like, I don't know what the term would be, but it's almost how they told the title told you the genre of game. Like Time Crisis, it's like, whoa, this is badass, and like Resident Evil, it's like, ooh,
Yes.
there was
But
a
all
level
of a sudden, boot up Monkey Ball,
yes, what did that
and
say?
it'll just say, "Yay, Monkey Ball!"
Yeah, exactly. I don't. There's something almost narrative in regards to what they used to put forward. Oh, anyway, I'm interrupting again. You had more audio stuff.
Yes. I think that much like other games have got audio cues, this game also use audio cues to its advantage, because if you think about it, we can't really rely on visuals as the main kind of creature or enemy that you have in this game are ghosts, and ghosts are notorious for, say it with me now, not being visual.
Nice.
You can't see them.
Point. That's a very good point.
So a game like this needs to get smart and either show the ghosts fully all the time, not that scary, or make smart use of audio cues, which they do.
That's true. Yes, yeah.
And I think most horror games have kind of, especially nowadays, gotten this down where if you show the thing all the time, it's not scary.
That's very
so
true.
you kind
Yes,
of
yeah.
need to obscure the thing, but how do you communicate to the player in the game that there is a thing there with audio?
That's right. There are those bits where you're supposed to take a photo, right?
Exactly.
But you don't know, and it gives
So,
you the noise. Yeah.
The ghosts have audio cues, and I think it's very successful because the moment you enter a room, it's not immediately apparent there is a ghost. You kind of need to deduce with your ears. Is there a ghost in this room? Is there? Isn't there? I don't know. And there's
In fact,
this
sometimes
bit
the
of-
ghosts were hard to find, right? Like they were in the ceiling.
Yes,
or on the
exactly,
floor or something
exactly.
like that.
But
Yeah.
you know, with these audio cues, that
Yeah.
you kind of need to be alert.
That's true. That's
And
true.
you get
that's
tense. And then you
Yeah.
do find the ghost. And you fight. And you win. And the tension gets released. And
Yeah.
it all starts with audio cues.
That's true. That's true. I know exactly what you mean. And it's that same thing, like you say, when the audio cue goes away, you have that breather in regards to going, oh, Okay, I don't have to be stressed out for a few seconds, right? No, it is. It's
tension
good use.
and release.
Yeah, that's good use.
I really think audio is one of Fatal Frame's strongest segments, if not the strongest.
Yeah, you could be right. It could be the strongest part of it.
What definitely isn't the strongest.
There we go. I was waiting for it. I knew the segue was coming.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not though. It's not. The gameplay in this game isn't the best. You're not playing this because the mechanics are so tightly wound.
True. That is true. This isn't one you're picking up because the gameplay is just so nice. It's like brings me back again and again, right?
Exactly. The camera mechanic is novel. It's still remembered fondly, but it's not good.
It isn't. That's so much. Okay, this is one thing I complain about with. I've realized so many games, especially old ones. You have walk, and then you have slowly, maybe a little bit walk faster. Like jauntily, just like slowly, like go a little. Like again, we all know Japanese girls. They know they can handle anything.
Yes, they can.
Even you're being attacked by a ghost, and you're like, oh, I got again the most annoying thing. I have to move out of frame.
I guess I should shuffle.
And she just goes. And to have to move backwards. Oh damn it! The ghost is too close to me. I gotta like take 6 steps and go into the corner.
Damn it! I could actually die right now.
Yes.
I guess I'll take a couple of steps.
And I just could not stop the comparison between Pokemon Snap. It's like a Pokemon Snap Silent Hill. It's like you got to capture them all type aspect.
Yeah.
And there were some things I did like. I did like that you, ladies and gents, the ghosts have health bars, and depending on like the different film. Yeah, top left hand corner. When you take a photo, they got a little health bar thing that decreases.
Really?
Yeah, it says like 110 and 60, and depending on.
I did
not
clock that.
I did not notice that
at all.
And in regards to different film, does different damage, right? You could later on.
Yes, that I got. You get high damage film and regular damage film.
And there's kind of a cool concept that the more damage you do is the more in danger you are. So the closer the ghost is to you to attacking you, you take a photo just before it attacks you, you get max damage, and if you do it far away, you get little damage, which is kind of like a risk-reward aspect to the gameplay. That's
perfect. Yes.
That's not too bad. That's kind of fun
it isn't.
In the initial parts of the game, right? Later on in the game, it gets really in the way. Because some of the later game boss fights and stuff, they've actually added complexity to its movements and its hiding and it's going out of the way. And then trying to get out the way to frame up again gets so incredibly difficult that you kind of get like blocked a lot of the time, and you'll die a good few. The rest of the game kind of easy. Like it's just kind of like a fun narrative. You're looking around the house taking some ghosts on. Later on, it gets really hard and kind of super frustrating to try and take down the ghosts, which because you got to jauntily just step over in the corner and just freaking. And if you're like 1 frame out with taking the attack, you take on the full on like ghost hug attack that kind of hurts you.
I get the gameplay loop. It's not. A lot of people made this comparison with modern Zelda games. There are kind of like 2 different modes that Link takes. You've got exploration, and then you've got combat, right?
Yeah.
And the difference between them is either sheathing your sword or equipping your sword. In this case, you could just switch out the sword with Miku's camera. The issue being, it's not that easy.
No, it isn't.
It's really not that easy. You put the camera down, all of a sudden it's tank controls, and then you pick the camera up. Now all of a sudden it's first person. And I know earlier in this episode I was praising the switch from fixed camera angles to the first person view to induce dread because it does that successfully. But in the middle of quote unquote combat, it's so disorienting. All of it to switch between camera controls and first-person controls in an instant.
Yeah, and depending on your position in the frame of the part of the game you're playing, up and down and left and right would be different corresponding directions.
It's weird how that works, but you're right. If you need to fight ghosts, it becomes clunky.
And gameplay wise, it tries to do that Silent Hill thing where you find bits and then you take those bits to puzzles you saw before, and it's got some light puzzling to it. I found there's one part where you have to switch on all the red candles instead of the white ones, and I was like, oh, okay, take a photo, you go to the candles, all the white ones are lit, so now I just have to switch them off and put the red ones on. But no, it's one of those weird games where you switch on the red one and it lights up 2 white ones and a red one, and then you have to touch that white one to load that. Man. And I was like, whoa, I wasn't expecting like a parlor game in regards to just switching some light candles on. Yeah. I was like, oh, okay, it's one of those.
All right, so I'm just here to get scared, but all right.
It's trying to do those like gritty, like, oh, I've got a puzzle to solve bits, and let me think about it. So, but there's not really much there in regards to the puzzling aspects of things. It's more... Go on.
I have a completely different question for you once you're done.
It's one of those things where you just have to go, oh, I got to backtrack to this room to go to that table, because now on that table there's another stone.
How fun.
And now go back and put the stone in, and now I've got the 6 stones. I can now do a little puzzle to go to the next. And again, that is exactly, I know that's the formula of Silent Hill to some degree, and some Resident Evil games. It's a very 2003, 2000s PlayStation 2 type of genre, but it does...
Yeah. But that leads perfectly to the question I want to ask you. The game environment, right? The quarters is so much smaller. Human Mansion is tiny compared to the entire town of Silent Hill.
Oh, that's very true. Yes, that's very true.
You traverse Silent Hill, I wouldn't say quickly, but you're not slow.
No, it's very true. It is kind of fast. It's far faster.
James Sunderland is kind of jogging, and he can get to a couple of buildings down if you give him a minute.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Miku, on the other hand, is slow.
Yeah, it's because she's got no problems. This isn't hard for her. She is very like this. She's
a teenage Japanese girl. She doesn't have problems. Did the slow movement enhance the terror, or did it amplify your annoyance?
No, but at the beginning it made sense. You've just entered a building, you're looking for your brother, right? So you would be cautiously like, oh, what's around here? Where am I? You know, getting your footing, so to speak.
Gotcha.
But later on, like you said, it's all slow, and it's all like
too slow.
So soulless movement in regards to what you're doing every moment of the game. And again, another pet peeve in regards to just, again, too much TikTok, how slow she climbs a ladder. I know you could argue this is realistic, but she climbs ladders really slowly too. And again, I think I'm just so used to games now where you can slide up and down them and jump and fly and stuff like that.
Yes.
In regards,
like Eve in Stellar Blade.
Yes, exactly.
Can't you climb ladders like Eve?
Yeah, I know. And just you're waiting there, watching the transition as she slowly goes up, and you're like, oh my god, I can't even run when she gets to the top. She just jaunters everywhere.
It's slow here, it's going to be slow there.
But apart from that, there was some, you kill ghosts, you collect their spirits, it kind of helps you upgrade your camera a bit later. So there's kind of like some RPG aspects to things.
Yeah, you can upgrade your camera, you can unlock and buy special features and attacks for your camera.
And tons and tons of reading and little notes to put in your little album.
Just lots of many notes.
So many
bits of lore.
And a good old-fashioned PlayStation 2 user face in regards to checking your inventory, which is just words, just lots and lots of words, just like, fine. But I'm moaning, it's PlayStation 2. I can't expect
the cool levels of UI that's just a product of a time.
Exactly, it is.
I think, you know what, I think this game is an amazing concept, really. But the execution, it's not bad.
It isn't bad.
It's awkward.
Yes, exactly. When you finish this game, do you think it aged well or poorly?
I think... okay, you know what? I'm going to take it in parts. I think the gameplay aged poorly, but I think the audio and visual and atmosphere, those have aged phenomenally well.
Yeah, I thought so too. I think in the long run, this game actually aged pretty well. I think gamers now would enjoy picking it up.
I think so too. If they remake, I know they're remaking the second Fatal Frame, but if they remake this first one, just rework the control scheme and all that.
Was the second one more successful? Because I in my mind I can't fathom starting the second
it
one.
must
right?
be,
Like
right?
starting the second one
It
is
must
still
be.
weird.
What did you say? This one got 42,000
Yes,
units
42
sold?
in Japan and 12 in USA, yeah.
I think a light breeze would sell better.
Yeah, it's just so weird. For my mind, you cannot start again at 2. Even if the first one sucks. You got to remaster the first one and then the second one. But that's just me.
I think they had a Silent Hill situation on their hands where the first one walked, so the second one could run,
That's
and with
very
the second one running, it's the more popular one.
That's very true, actually. Silent Hill did exactly that, right? And Resident Evil,
exactly.
They remade,
and
some
they
of the
even
later ones.
remade the second one before they remade
that's
the
what
first
I mean.
one.
Yeah, exactly. So I guess it's not that uncommon by all accounts. It's just my own pet peeve in regards to things. Anything else gameplay wise?
No.
Okay, what do you think performance? Again, it's hard to really gauge PlayStation 2 game performance because... it's fine.
These games on the PlayStation 2 were played entirely off of the disc.
Yes, exactly. Very true. Very
right.
True.
So it kind of needed to load big parts of the game onto the RAM in order for you to just play the game. That all changed with the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3, which were the first consoles to have hard drives.
Yes, that's true. So a lot of this game is slow paced just due to the hardware restriction and stuff like that in regards to playing it, right?
The PlayStation 2... Did the PlayStation 2 have a hard drive? Why am I blanking? It had a memory card that you had to buy externally.
Yeah, I can remember that. The big empty box thing at the back. So you could externally... No, it didn't. It had the little things you put above the controller. So no, it didn't really have memory cards. It just had the saving thing. So no, I don't think it had an internal memory card.
It had to have some sort of storage to house the...
I'm trying to think. I taken one apart. I'm trying to think where
Are we being dumb? No, it had to have some sort of storage to have the operating system.
Well, that's valid. That is very true. Okay, we're obviously not hardware people by all accounts, because you're right.
That's why you listen to this show, because we're smart in gaming critical arcade.
That's right. Don't tell anyone we don't know anything about hardware or hard drives or graphics cards or CPUs, right? No, it performed.
Performance for Fatal Frame. I think that you had a generally stable frame rate.
Yes, you did. Yeah, exactly.
Loading screens weren't that frequent.
That's true. That's true.
For big parts of the mansion, you could open a door and just walk through. No loading screen.
That's true. The only thing, also another pet peeve, this didn't have a map. Did it have a map? Am I going mad? Did this game
did have a map.
It did?
It did have a map, yes.
What?
I checked the map frequently.
Oh my god, how did I not find the map? Do you know what I did? I went to Game
This is me missing the health bar for the ghosts.
I went to Game FAQs and got a map, the old Game FAQs website, and I went on a tab and I found a young guy that slowly did the map on MS Paint. And I had to look at that because I couldn't find where the hell I was going. I can't believe I missed the map.
Firstly, GameFAQs have never let me down.
I know, GameFAQs is great. I'm never gonna. I
ever
love
since
their website.
the early days, those text files that had some ASCII art.
Yes,
classic.
The amount of time it must have taken those people to do that art. But I agree. I'm actually going on Game FAQs now to see if it's actually still going. Is it doing new games? Is it? Oh, no.
I think it does. Secondly, I think this is just a failure of the user interface.
Yes, true. Right? I do agree.
You not finding the map, me not finding the enemy health bar. That's just a failure of the user interface. Some UIs are good. Seldomly a UI on the PlayStation 2 is good.
That's very true.
That's still the era where people were figuring things out.
They really were. Yeah, and it was always clunky. And you'll be happy to know Game FAQs is still going and still pumping out guides for new games and stuff like that, which is kind of great.
Long live Game FAQs.
Yeah, Game FAQs. Now, I used to call it Game FAQs. You call them Game Facts. I actually don't know which one it's supposed to be, right?
Neither do I. I'm just so used to it. I think it's because I was 9 when I went on it for the first time. And I had no idea what an FAQ was, so I just called it Game Facts.
Do you know what it means now? Because you're young.
Yes, of course.
Teach all those young people out there.
Frequently answered queens.
Nice.
I'm not dumb.
Nice. Okay, the performance was great. What do you think value for money wise?
Value for money, this... The stance I usually take on value for money, I feel like I'm explaining this at the end of every episode,
we do, kind of.
The quality of the game rather than how much you can get out of
how much is
out of
shoved
a game. How
into
many
it, right?
hours,
Yeah.
how many buildings, how
Yes.
big the map is.
Yes.
What I'm looking from a game is quality. So if a game is 8 hours long, it was a quality game, I'm fine with that. If a game was 5 hours long, it better be a quality ass game.
Well, it's you say this game roughly is about 5 to 6 hours depending on how you play it, but that wasn't uncommon in PlayStation 2 horror games and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly, because the entire game needed to be played off the
Yes,
disc.
exactly. So it's one of those things where you go, 5 hours is nothing, and compared to today's games, that's not much.
Yeah.
But back in the day, that was the norm, and it actually isn't that bad. Like completing a game 5 hours, not too bad.
No.
One interesting thing I did find out about this game is that if you own the original copy, like actually have the hard copy PlayStation 2 Fatal Frame game and disc, it's well over $100 and something now if you have just the complete inbox. Yeah, it's actually really kind of like a limited run game. So if you do have that at hand at home, by all accounts, I dust that off, sell it on eBay, keep it safe, something like that.
A small bit of gaming memorabilia,
yeah,
I guess.
That's right. And I've also found it's not the easiest to find this. Like, it's not on PlayStation Store and stuff like that. It's by other means play it, and you got the hard copies.
By certain means, you can play this game.
That's right. So that was a bit odd, because you can normally find most like older games somewhere, be it on Good Old Games, be it on Steam, stuff like that. Yeah, this one was hard to find out there. So if you like, it's a bit of a rarity. It's worth a play. It's a little short, and if you've got the original,
you know what I think this game is well worth to play. I think there were countless Friday evenings after school where little Jimmy, Timmy, Harry, and Larry's parents went to bed, and they all had a big old sleepover.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah,
but Jimmy, the little shit he is, brought Fatal Frame.
Yeah, you say
and
that.
now all of a sudden it's 11 p.m. and those four boys are scared shitless.
Yes, I that's such a good narrative, because that literally happened to some younger kids I knew, and it was the Resident Evil 1 game that they chose to play at night and stuff like that. Because you're right.
What I'm saying. This absolutely happened to loads of kids.
Yes, that's very true. That's very true. It's a narrative we can all kind of fondly look back on.
Yes, and it's an evening. Right? It's an evening they won't forget.
That's very true. Very, very true.
That is the value I see in a game like this.
Yeah, I do agree. It does have that vibe and feel about it too. So, like, it is what it is. Like I said, that value for money is such a complicated one to do, because, like I said, it's got so many levels and like an onion and all the other things that we throw at it.
Yes.
So, if that's all in all, what did we score this this banger of a PlayStation 2 classic?
Our scores for Fatal Frame decided they were going to man up, be brave, and enter Hero Mansion at midnight, because one of their mentors got lost and they will need to find this mentor because they're their favorite person. They enter Hero Mansion and something mysteriously happens to all of our scores. They go missing, they go lost, no one can find them until one faithful day when one of them escape. They won't talk about what happened in the mansion at all. They only repeat the single phrase over and over and over, obviously traumatized. And that phrase is the letter grade rating of C.
That was a good one.
Which is a respectable score.
I'm just seeing ghosts and people going, C!
C! C! C! C!
Like just some sort of like Spanish person saying yes all the time. Which isn't bad. It's quite funny looking at our list. This got a C, and we gave Amnesia Rebirth a C-, which is like a kind of a far scarier and kind of like newer game. So it is all in the eye of the beholder and all the other analogies that go with that. And of course,
I think the atmosphere in Fatal Frame was done better.
Yes, agreed. I actually do agree. And of course, we're the most trusted source in regards to video game reviews anyway.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. I'm saying that with an extremely straight face because I'm not joking.
We don't get tons of money for our reviews. We don't have tons of money to get, like, we are just, sometimes we're biased, sometimes we've got our retro goggles on, but most of the time we're just two guys that like or love games and we want to share our views on them. Oh, so yeah, C, not bad. C is a game you play. You pick it up, you give it a go, you share it with friends. I don't know, you enjoy yourself. It's one that you should definitely.
You talk about it online on your show.
You do. You share it with the multitudes of people from the present and the future, by all accounts, as we touched on before.
If you're
right?
listening to this in 2027, don't tell us how 2026 went. Still.
I can see how our analytics. It's all those viewers in the future that aren't coming in the numbers now, right? Damn it! How do we catch those analytics? Damn.
Okay, but you know what? Thank you for listening to this week's episode of the Critical Arcade Podcast. We really appreciate you listening into this episode. If you're still listening to me right now, I think you're one of the very few people that actually stick around to the credits part.
Yes, and here's the mysterious thing that nobody else hears.
Yes, this can be our little secret club where we tell you to subscribe.
That's right.
And that you're smelling very nice today. Good job.
Yeah, that's secretly for you. Just there now, sitting listening to this episode. You're
yes,
like,
all the other listeners don't.
No, they don't
smell very
compared,
good today.
Compared to you, they smell like nothing. You're doing
yes. You
great.
know what they are. You know what they are. They're stinky.
Yeah. That's right. That's just for you, all those listeners that make it through to the end.
You could smell even better if you share the show, subscribe on whatever platform it is you're listening to. I don't know. You do whatever you do. And follow us on wherever. But what you shouldn't do is follow Dave.
Yes, because if you follow me out and about, I managed to, during my close friendship with Miku and her multiple personalities and stoic standing still and voices, she did share with me the camera. She didn't have any use for it anymore. She found out what
You've got the Camera Obscura.
Yes, but I've updated it. I combined it with a PlayStation 5, so now it's digital, so I don't have to wait 30 minutes to take a photo of everyone. So if you do come near me, it's going to be like that classic episode of Goosebumps books. It's going to be say cheese and die. It's not just ghosts anymore. I will take a photo of you and you will move to the primordial plane or the ethereal plane, and you no longer exist. You will be stuck in a ghostly camera thing called,
you know what,
Obscura.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, right. Try it. Come at me. I got this super camera now.
Don't try, Dave. Don't do it. He's serious. I've seen him do it.
Yeah, so there's many people gone missing just because they followed me. I have a trail.
Rather, how would you tell us, what have we got lined up for next week?
Next week we have one of our favourite things to do. We got our Indie 500 series, and we're playing a game I've never heard of, like in the slightest. It's Harmony's Odyssey. It's a grand name for a game. I don't know who Harmony is, but it's a full-on Odyssey, which means they must get into something, right? That's quite some hijinks she must get into. So I look forward to giving it a go, giving it a play, and listen again to see what our amazing review may or may not be of.
Yes, and if you want to check it on that review, we'll see you next week. Cheers!
Cheers!